it's a map that can really swing either way. It does depend largely on how the teams are performing on the day, as it will be, of course, SJ starting over on the CT side of things. A couple of flashbangs and a defuse kit picked up by Arvid. There's a fair amount of utility over on the Fierce side of things as well, as Eccles picks up a smoke and a couple of flashbangs armor for his teammates, though. And where will this execute look to go? It looks like the early mid-swing coming in. Two players from both sides taking that early contact. Kern and Sadix. Sadix actually looking for that second mid-pick. Not going to spot anyone out. Fierce fast rushing the A-bomb site. Kern completely isolated. Has to hit this shot. He's going to get around the corner on 33 HP. The rotations are coming in, but will they be quick enough? Sadix still alive into Boiler. Hits the dink, but can't find the damage. Kern somehow gets one before he's traded out. And might that be an opportunity now? 4 on 3. It will be the retake coming in. There's one flashbang left on Eccles. The tag is down to 7 HP for Eccles. Alex has the USPS. There is a defuse kit. It's on Arvid. He's got 2 flashbangs if they want to go for this retake SJ. They're taking control of the apartments. Arvid swings out early on. Eccles on 7 HP playing that mini pit. Will they get the information? Lovely one tap to open it up. 3 versus 3 now as they look to swarm the site. Jampy's getting information. 2 players in the pit, but somehow Stanley still alive on site. Gets one, staying alive in the corner. Looking for the second. The knife kill will come in, but it's a 1 versus 2 for Jampy, and there's no time left on the clock. Fierce will secure the T-sided pistol. With 2 players kept alive, 2 sets of armor kept up. That's just the start they needed. 1-0 the scoreline. Fierce Esports starting as they mean to go on over on the T side of Inferno. The money absolutely bust on the SJ Gaming side of things, as it will be 3 MAC-10s, couple of rifles picked up for Fierce, not risking anything, full utility across the board, as they will look to start their execute fairly passive, and a standard setup for SJ, not looking to stack anything up with the default USPSs, not looking to try anything too risky here, just holding 3A, 2B, it looks like they will be calling an early rotation as apartment control taken. Arvid actually finds a dink, but the MAC-10 just a little bit too much for the unarmored player as he's taken down by Alex to make it 5 on 4. And these MAC-10s are just starting to split the sites now, just getting the information as the double boost has come in towards Dark, but Frey has read that perfectly and he knows the second player's there. Zati through the walls found a double dink and Frey left on 6 HP. Tries to escape the situation, allows his MAC-10s to come in and clean up house, and that should allow the bomb to go down on this B bomb site. Really smart play by Frey there. Brought down to 6 HP. Knows that he can't afford to drop that AK-47. Wants to keep it up at all costs. So just stays alive. Buys the time. Eccles gets caught a little bit off guard by the USPS. But will still find the MAC-10 spray down. And Jampy and Zati really just left to find exit frags here. Nothing really left for them in this one. Trying to bait each other in. But Stanley reads the situation perfectly. Cleans up house. A nice double kill for him to finish things off, and a lot of the kills going towards the MAC-10s, which, while it doesn't sound significant, really starts to build up your economy over on the T side of things. The buy will be in for SJ. It's not going to be pretty. The utility is limited. There's a UMP for Zati. The only real positive is Jampy does manage to grab himself that AWP. Bonus round time over on the Fierce side of things. They will pick up 3 MAC-10s. They're sticking with their guns. All 5 players, of course, stayed alive in the previous, so going to keep everything they had as a nice nade comes in onto Eccles early on. That's a really good amount of damage to find early on. Makes that UMP a little bit more viable. Jampy actually cut off by the Molotovs. Opts to stick with the P because this A hit's going to come in. There's M4s here to cover it. Can they find the frags as the rush comes through? Alex, first one across the angle. They are finding the damage. Whoa, the double spray down from Arvid, staying alive somehow towards the back of sight. Finally, Astro finds a refrag, but he doesn't expect Sadix out towards Moto, leaving just Eccles 1 versus 3. The bomb down on that A bomb site, and he's only got a MAC-10. The bonus round has done damage, but it really hasn't gone quite the way Fierce would have envisioned. It's all down to Eccles, 1v3. They spot him out. Zati will find the frag and should be able to recover himself an M4 as well. Will actually grab the AK-47, so upgrading that UMP that we saw invested into in the previous onto a rifle is really useful. Fierce left in a little bit of a wobbly position economically. They don't have full cash, but they are going to try and get a buy out of it. They will grab AK-47s, a couple of Kriegs onto Astro and Eccles as well, so a good amount of firepower across the board. But of course Jampy still has that AWP, and he's again going to go for a pick, this time looking down middle, down towards that T ramp, and without an AWP to contest him, this could get awkward, and he will find the opening pick as well. The timing perfect. Alex not able to find any kind of a refrag in that situation. SJ finding themselves the man advantage early on and looking to just lock out banana control with Sadix. Mixing up the holds here early on, SJ. They've had that AWP towards the B bomb site in the previous. This time it heads towards A and gets the opening pick, benefiting somewhat from the lack of an AWP for Fierce Esports. But now 5-on-4. The T side starting to queue their way up towards Banana, grabbing an extra smoke off the dead body Alex. The bomb is left towards bottom Banana, as this looks like a two-man fake coming in towards the A bomb site, just trying to bait the utility out, bait the rotation as they now back off. It's Sadix and Zati on this B bomb site, and they have bled almost all of their utility now. That's the last smoke they've got. There's no more stall capability over on the CT side of things. It's going to be down to Sadix and Zati to lock out this B bomb site. The rotation is coming in, but the smokes are going to lock Jampy out of this situation from CT. Sadix and Zati have to go huge here as the nades start to rain over. Jampy using those flashes to buy his teammates a little bit of time, perhaps, and swinging wide. Sadix will find the first. Backs off into Sandwich, and that's such a difficult position to clear with Zati there as well. Jampy, edge of the smoke, finds himself one. Sadix grabs another. Sadix with a triple. The B-bomb site holds firm, and SJ draw level 2 apiece, and they have broken the economy of Fierce. I thought they could have been in trouble there. Zati and Sadix on that B-bomb site, excuse me. Looking very isolated, looking a little bit lonely, but the rotation was well timed. Jampy used his utility to perfection, and that was just really efficient use of utility across the board by the CT side to draw level. 2 P250s out for Fierce Esports in this one, as again, Jampy's going to get free reign towards mid without any real AWP presence. Lovely flick on the double scope as well to take down Frey early on. It is just the default pistols here, so a damage limitation exercise for SJ. Try and lose as few rifles as you can to these pistols. It looks like a couple of players going to waterfall their way out balcony. Banana control as Arvid takes down the first. Arvid cleans up house for the double. And with Banana control established, SJ, they have locked this round out. It's Astro and Stanley, a P250 and a Glock left alive on the server. But nothing they can really do to correct this situation. They've been locked out of everything they've tried to do in this round. SJ still got all 5 players alive as well, which is absolutely key. Keeping all 5 of those players up and kicking. Keep that economy building. They've got to save Krieg onto Sadix as well. Such a useful weapon on the TT side. Sounds weird saying it. It is a T-sided weapon, of course, but it's incredibly useful for the CTs. As you see Stanley just taking a couple of peeks in towards short. Astro with the bomb's going to make his way through the apartments. They're going to try and get a timing, but this setup of Pit and the site so useful. Arvin and Kern, a frag apiece, well cleaned up. SJ take the lead for the first time here on Inferno. 3-2 the scoreline. The buy looks like it will come in for Fierce, but it's not going to be the best buy in the world. They do not have a lot of cash to back it up. Again, can't afford the AWP. Astro's going to instead opt to drop down onto the Krieg. Saved AK for Zati. Saved Krieg for Sadix. All 5 players kept alive in that previous round. Jampy once more is going to have free reign with this AWP. Already peeking down the T ramp. Frey holding deep in towards spawn, waiting for the support. You can see Stanley does have bottom banana control. Jampy got to be a little bit cautious with his timings. Just backs off before Alex can get aggressive. That was really nicely timed from the AWP, not allowing a free frag to go the way of the rifle. Falls back, holds a new angle towards the boiler as Fierce start to take banana control, and it looks like Zati and Sadix are done contesting that area of the map. They're going to give it up relatively for free. And Alex is going to take slow control of the apartments with Eccles in support, looking to time it around the edge of that smoke. Not quite able to do it. But they have top banana here, Fierce, and that makes the rotations a little bit awkward over on the CT side of things. You can see Jampy wants to be proactive. That lack of banana control, he knows he needs to get some information here, and Alex can walk right into his crosshairs, but the timing is not quite there. There were 2 occasions where Jampy could have got an opening pick there, but he's not going to find either. Falling back, sets himself up on a new angle towards long, as it looks like, again, Fierce are lining themselves up for this A-bomb site hit. They have all the presence in towards second mid to suggest it. It looks like they're going to go for it. Jampy falls back, sets himself up with a new angle. He still has Arvid and Kern alive on the site. Is he going to rotate towards the wrong bomb site? This could be awfully timed here. 30 seconds left on the clock. Fierce look like they're going to hit A. The nades must surely be called. Jampy's going to come back round on the rotation. He's smoked out of the arches. He'll glob the Molotov. That buys a little bit of time for him as he starts to make his way back round in towards the library. The Molotov is making this very awkward. 20 seconds left. The AWP can start to swing. Doesn't hit the flick, but falls back. Stays alive. Buys a little more time. He can call this hit now, but they need to find frags. Kern gets one from inside of the site, and somehow Arvid stays alive. Finds one more. 3 on 3. This bomb should just about go down for Astro on just 12 points of health as Frey cuts the rotations. Are they going to win this round, Fierce? Frey's got such a good angle. The AWP of Jampy on the flick will find him, though. Astro and Eccles versus Jampy and Zati, and Jampy trying to spot players out, but Astro on low HP takes him down. It is all on to Zati. 1 versus 2, but the flank is good. Fierce will draw level at 3 apiece. They get themselves the round just about. The utility again for SJ, nearly proving vital. Nearly, oh so nearly for SJ. If Jampy hits a couple of those flicks, the round is over and done, but instead it will go the way of Fierce Esports. We will draw level at 3 apiece, and the economy hangs on a knife edge for both sides. SJ with enough cash to reinvest, do get the AWP out onto Jampy. This time Astro has a counter currently deep in towards that T-ramp. Jampy not going to be contesting it. Plenty of early utility being exchanged down Banana. You can see Zati wants to get aggressive, wants to be proactive, already sticking himself in towards Logs, taking that map control away from Fierce, funneling them in towards that A-bomb site, where there are 3 players, and of course Jampy on that AWP, but it looks like Fierce are going to try and retake Banana, and a very aggressive Zati has to go huge here. The timing's good for 1, the spray not quite able to connect on the second, and Astro actually misses the shot on the AWP, not able to punish the repeak. And with Sadix holding his angle, oh, the Molotov so cleverly played there. Stanley brought down to 21, but he will find the refrag into a 4-on-4. Banana control now open for business and leaving Sadix alone towards this B-bomb site. He has to try and make a play here, and he's gone up on top of the sandbags, giving himself an off angle. Eccles so close to this AWP. Does Jampy have any idea he'll find the first shot, but the trade should come through, and indeed it will. Eccles on the spray down makes it 3-on-3, and now they can loop round CT. Kern and Sadix, they're completely locked here. You can see how aggressive Eccles is getting all the way into CT spawn. He's going to go on the fast flank, and Sadix knows it, tries to wrap around to cover their backs. So many angles to cover here for all these players, but the double spray down comes in for Sadix. It's all onto Eccles. 1v3. He swings wide, but he's just baiting for Kern. Kern in the corner, dodges the flashbang. The backstab is in. 4-3. SJ survive the second test. Fierce not quite able to go ahead on the scoreboard. 4-3 the scoreline, and this game looks like it is just going to keep giving. Neither team wants to go down without a fight. My malware bites is going absolutely nuts. Excuse the tab outs and ins, but it will be Fierce dropping down onto the half by P250s. CZ and a Deagle for Frey. Not a lot to work with whatsoever, and of course they'll know it. Jampy going to go for the opening pick. Getting quite aggressive with the AWP. Does leave him isolated to the Deagles, and he takes a lot of Molotov damage trying to find that opening pick as well. A little bit awkward to take yourself down to that low HP, especially against pistols. You are opening yourself up to some vulnerabilities. How's it allowed Jampy? He's going to play the solo AWP towards that B-bomb site. The rotation's coming in as the pistols start to head towards A. Queuing up behind the smoke. They're just going to rush through it, trying to find whatever they can. The M4 doing good damage. Will only find 1, but Zati and Sadix clean up house. It's all down to Eccles trying to jump out of the apartments. They'll find the 1 frag Fierce, but it's all they'll get. 5-3 the score. SJ starting to accelerate on the CT side of Inferno. Just starting to find their feet. 5-3. They've built themselves up a little bit of cash. The reinvestments are keeping them honest, though. Fierce fully invest. Again, not able to bring out Astro's AWP. They get the 3 Kriegs, 2 AK-47s to back them up. Jampy, again, looks like he wants to go aggressive towards Banana early on. The Molotovs should keep him honest a while. Deep Molotov from Zati. Deep smoke to follow it up. They're looking to take that Banana control away the CT side. It's going to be Sadix to do so. Fierce, though, they're reacting to this situation. They know the AWP was playing towards a B-bomb site earlier, so they're just going to execute with utility towards A. The rotations are coming through. Will they be too late? Already on the site, Zati, he's got the angle towards long. The flashbang's good, but he'll still find a first before he's traded out. Now it's down to Sadix to try and hold that long angle while the mini-pit swing has to work out perfectly. The position's given away, but somehow Arvid still finds 1. Frey stays alive on site to find the refrag, and their frags all over the place, but it leaves Astro 1 versus 2. He'll find the first. It's all on to Jampy. 1 versus 1. The AWPers in a duel, but Astro stuck on the Krieg could actually benefit him. Jampy's footsteps will be heard here. Astro sets himself up on top of the boxes, gives himself the headshot angle. This is all about the timing. 1-1. Astro spots him out, brings Jampy down to 13 HP. The flick not quite on for the AWPer. Could this be it? Could Fierce get themselves a fourth on the board? The Molotov goes onto the site. Jampy has so many angles to clear and so little time. Smoke goes on top of it. Is he just going to try to stick this defuse inside the smoke? He's playing around the edges of it. Astro's still alive, though. Astro still buying time. Jampy absolutely out of luck. Astro has played this to perfection, spamming around the edges, hits the headshot, grabs himself the AWP, but may just die with the bomb here, and indeed he will. So the round will not come without significant cost, but Fierce, they do get their fourth. Their T side is starting to find its footing here on Inferno. Their T side is just starting to find a way to function. The buy isn't great. Again, both teams forced up. The economy absolutely on a knife edge. There's UMPs, there's MAC-10s, Galils, AKs, Creeks. They're trying to rush, but straight into the UMPs they go, and it's a slaughter. Sadix and Zati, a fragger piece to open things up, and that's exactly what you want on your CT side. The SMG finds a frag. It's backed up by the M4 of Zati. The Force Spy looking like a very intelligent decision so far for SJ. Jampy with that AWP is holding down towards middle, but out in the open, Astro will punish. The missed shot means the end, but all the while, Arvid is on a huge flank. Has left the A-bomb site a little bit isolated, and the timing's not quite going to be there. The Molotov, Pierce have got the A-bomb site here, spamming through the smoke, though. Colonel find one. Sadix looks to support from the site. Arvin, already on that smart, fast flank, could be absolutely huge. Sadix in the smoke is taken down. The flick from Eccles is huge. The damage is done, but the bomb will go down. 2 on 2. Eccles and Frey, the last two alive. So little HP between them. But there's no HEs for SJ. They have one flashbang. And Fierce are just going to double queue it in towards the corner. Relying on the fact they can set up a crossfire here. They've got one player watching towards short, one watching towards along the clock. Not the friend of SJ. Kern does have a defuse kit to work with. As SJ start to make their way in. Both players very low on HP. The pop flash comes through, not going to blind anybody. They're spotting the players out. Kern needs to get into the site. He'll find the first. Frey, the second man. They know where he is, but he finds one. He just needs to stay alive. He just needs to buy time, but he can't do it. Colonel taken down through the door and through the wall, and he's got time to hit this defuse as well by the skin on his teeth. SJ get themselves a 6th. This map is going back and forth like a seesaw. Neither team is willing to give it up. The pause comes in, first pause of the map, and what a start it has been, absolutely electric. SJ have a 2-round lead, 6-4 the scoreline, but that really does not tell the full story here. Fierce left in an awkward position economically, they really can't afford too much. We'll be dropping down onto the pistols at best, and we know Fierce can do a lot of damage with those pistols. They have the potential to really be a thorn in the side of the Finnish roster here, but Zati grabs himself a UMP. Jampy is in a... Is there a dropped AWP on the ground, or is he sticking with the Deagle? 3 M4s for his teammates. Saved AK onto Kern, and it will be CZs for the entirety of Fierce. The MAC-10 brought out by Stanley, but that's it. And Jampy's actually sticky with the Deagle here. Doesn't have the money to pick up his AWP, instead just sticks it out with the Deagle. Early utility goes in towards Banana as both teams battle for that early control. Not going to be finding too much of anything, though. And SJ, this is a little bit awkward. You've got the Deagle and the UMP towards Banana. Nice nade damage done, but it will be countered almost instantly by another huge nade onto Zati and his UMP. This is a little bit awkward. They've really stacked all their rifles towards the A bomb site, and as Fierce start to execute towards B, things are going to get very tight. Jampy can find nothing. Zati's able to trade 1 for 1, but he has to fall back on 39 HP. He knows he's isolated. He throws the smoke. He's calling in the reinforcements. You can see Sadix instantaneously rotating off of that position, but the bomb doesn't have to commit to this. It looks like it will. CZ's being traded about, looking for the one with the most ammo in it as the boost comes in towards CT. Zati's going to go over the top of the smoke. There is plenty of utility for this execution coming in now from Fierce to try and unlock the B-bomb site with Deagles, CZs, the MAC-10 on Stanley. Can they make it happen? Smokes, Molotovs rain in from the skies. Sadix towards Coffin, spams through the smoke and finds an opening pick. Zati boosted up, finds a second, and that's the distraction that Sadix needed. He swings with the double, and somehow SJ only lose the Deagle of Jampy. 7-4 the scoreline, and because they were so heavily invested there, Fierce have got to go to the half by once more. Oh, thanks, Crofty1. Much appreciated, dude. M4s for 4. The UMP for Zati as again Fierce Esports down onto the half by Deagles. CZ's a little bit of utility, but nothing significant over on the T side for Fierce, who are struggling so far to really get a foothold in Inferno. Early control of second mid. The utility use from SJ towards Banana has been so consistent. They've just been taking control away from Fierce as they queue up towards the apartments. Kern watching the wrong way, but he has Arvid to cover his back, who will find the opening pick as well, looking for more. Grabs himself a second. Now the utility comes in. They've got 2 free frags. They're going to fall back out of this situation. Jampy's actually left in towards Boiler, and they have no idea he's there. So he's going to find one for free. Swings wide on the flashbang. Grabs himself another. It's all down to Astro 1v5. He's just there to do damage. He will find himself an opening pick, but that's all he'll get. A 1-for-1 trade. 8-4 the scoreline. 3 rifles kept up. Zati is still stuck on the UMP, but nothing to be concerned there. SJ have secured themselves the lead at the half, and the pause will come in. Fierce needs something to start working out for them. They have really struggled to find that foothold, to find themselves a way in on the T side of Inferno. And if they can't find at least a few more rounds, they are going to struggle to get anything going here on Inferno, and it could be a very swift 2-0, dropping Fierce down into the lower bracket. The buy has come in for Fierce Esports, and of course, they've been on half buys for the previous 2 rounds, so Astro's grabbed himself an AWP. Everybody will get rifles. There'll be a good amount of utility to back it up. Over on the SJ side of things, it looks like Zati is going to stick with that trusty UMP. Saved AK still up on Kern. No AWP brought out. Jampy unable to afford it, and that does lend a slight firepower advantage over to the T side of Fierce as Astro scoped in. Could look for an opening pick. SJ trying to get aggressive. Jampy will find the opening onto Eccles and getting further aggressive. Still, he almost catches an isolated Frey, but he's still able to find the frag. And the double is there as well for Frey. So low on HP as Zati makes it a 3-on-3. Early frenetic frags coming in from both sides, but a slight advantage in terms of health for SJ Gaming and a slight advantage in terms of firepower for Fierce. But Zati, straight through his own smoke, corrects that situation. 3 versus 2. He's going to go grab himself an AK-47 as well. And you can see Astro and Frey, they have no idea where the CT side are. They've got to clear their spawn. And with Frey on just 17 HP, Astro really has to bait him, trade out the low HP player. 3-on-2 with 1:05 left on the clock. SJ just upped the pace, and Fierce really didn't seem to have an answer. Zati just playing for the information. Jump peeking down Banana. Frey's picked up the AWP, of course. Astro on full HP. Frey on low HP. It makes sense. It's an intelligent enough decision. Zati gets the information, calls the rotation. He's still got a flashbang to work with as well. That'll buy him a little bit of time, but nothing too significant. It does fully blind Astro, though, and that allows the peek to come in. Zati has to stay alive here, and he knows it. Playing around the edge of the coffins. Frey on the AWP will hit the tag, but through the smoke comes Sadix. 1-for-1 trade. It's all onto Astro. He has the health. He's just going to stick this bomb plant. 2 versus 1. Zati on 4 HP isn't a necessary find early on. Arvid's making his way down Banana, but Zati, edge of the smoke, will allow it to become a 1-on-1. Zati, he's got a Molotov and a flashbang. Astro has no idea where he is, but SJ will have no idea where Astro is either. The Molotov is going to go towards Dark. That gives away Arvid's position, excuse me. Astro, he's just going to relocate. Arvid has no idea where he is. He's got to swing so many angles and not enough damage. The headshot is in. Astro, the clutch king for Fierce, as they get a 5th on the board. 8-5 the scoreline. Of course, the economy is just about well built up enough for SJ Gaming that they're going to get the full buy-in. It will be a little bit awkward, but the buy's not going to be great for Fierce either. They really haven't, and neither team's really had an opportunity to build up that back of economy, as we will see the FAMAS brought out by Sadix. Mac 10s for 3 of the Fierce players to try and find this round. Jampy wants to get aggressive with the AWP. Goes around the edge of the Molotov early on. He's getting so aggressive, and it works perfectly. Finds himself the opening pick. Goes back for more and finds the tag onto Stanley. Down to just 19 points of health. You can see Fierce are trying to be proactive with these Mac 10s. But when you've got Jampy absolutely locking down Banana, what can you do? He's going to find a second in towards the logs. Frey picks up the rifle of his fallen comrade, but meanwhile, they're still getting tagged up towards the A bomb site. Jampy's been left completely alone towards B, but he's doing so much by himself, holding a very aggressive angle with that AWP. Takes a little bit of nade damage. Looks like he might choose to back off here, but all the while, Arvid holding down middle. Counter smoke comes in. Jampy is single-handedly locking Fierce out of Banana. And Alex out in the open is a very easy find. The nade will do good damage. This round is going all the way of SJ. 5 on 2 now for the remaining players. Eccles and Frey both tagged down low. This round has gone perfectly for SJ Gaming. I can't believe Jampy's aggression worked so perfectly down Banana, but he's now got control. He's got Sadik posted up in towards the logs. That allows him to have free reign of this opening peak. He falls back off the angle, baits for the swing, and there we go. Sadix and Jampy, a frag apiece. Nobody dies for SJ Gaming as they get a 9th, and that surely secures them double digits. A double-digit CT side on Inferno for SJ Gaming would be absolutely monumental. Such a good platform to build from. Eccles will grab the Krieg. The Force Buy is no good for Fierce. They've got 2 MAC-10s, a Deagle, a CZ-75. So many compromises made by the T side as Eccles wants to get this opening pick, and he will do. Arvid a little bit too aggressive in towards second mid. You could see what he was trying to do, trying to be proactive. Doesn't work out though, and that leaves his teammates in an awkward position. Frey and Stanley eat a nade, but no frag, just damage. 4v5, the man advantage for Fierce to try and convert on now. You can see how torn the CT side are. Jampy's holding towards long. Kern deep in towards CT is trying to offer himself up as a viable rotation in towards the A-bomb site. As Sadix will retake top Banana, sets himself up towards sandbags. The smoke goes down to allow him to start this peak, but Frey thinks he's spotted half a gap and instead eats a nade. Down to 12 HP now. The MAC-10 has taken a lot of damage, but it's still a 5-on-4. He's still alive. Could still have an impact in this round. The utility's starting to run low for the CT side now. They're in a very awkward position as top Banana control is taken. Frey and Astro still lurking about, still being proactive. It looks like it's going to be a waterfall out of the apartments into the crosshairs of Kern. On 25 bullets on that M4A1. Can he find the frags? Pop Flash buys him a little bit of time. Now the push starts to come in. Kern finds one. Sadix finds a second. The rotations are coming through, but Eccles has taken down the site player. Jampy has to try and find something, but he misses the shot. 3-on-3 now, and Eccles will punish. All down to Zati and Sadix. A 3 versus 2 to grab that double-digit half. And the slow rotation from Astro could catch Zati completely off guard here. Recovered M4 on Alex. Molotov to boot. This is going to be incredibly difficult for SJ Gaming to retake. You can see Zati is clearing so many angles to try and find this, but the Molotov, that's even more time bought. There's defuse kits for the remainder of the CT side. There's a little bit of utility, but that bomb is so far gone already. 10 seconds left on the clock. Astro finds the first. Alex cleans up house. It will be a 9-6 half. SJ Gaming will not get their double digits just yet, and Fierce will not go down quietly. 9-6 at the half. Of course, if this one goes the distance and Fierce take it, we will be heading to map 3, which will be Nuke. A map that I would argue marginally favours Fierce Esports. So they just have to win this second map. It was a map they've taken off of SJ Gaming, but it was close on the previous attempt. And SJ going to their T side with a 3-round lead. 9-6 the scoreline. Who will take the pistol? Utility for Zati. Eccles also picks up the defuse kit over on the CT side of things. Where will those smokes and flashes look to go for SJ Gaming? Early presence looks like it's going to be towards middle. The pot flash to isolate Alex, and they find the opening pick as well. A really nice dink. Stanley going to try and get aggressive second mid, but he's taken down by Kern, and this round is all but over before it's even begun. Zati even grabs himself a USBS for his troubles. This bomb is going to go down. It's a 5 versus 3 retake. The utility has been expended for SJ, but they've got what they wanted. The bomb is planted. They have map control. And now they set themselves up for the after plant. There is a defuse kit on Eccles. There's one smoke to work with as well. But the off angles are so good here for SJ. Sadix is holding for Frey. Astro peeks right into the USPS of Zati. The frags both go their way. And Eccles is left 1 versus 5 in towards Cubby. He's actually let Jampy go past in library, but Zati taps the head off. Of course he does. SJ Gaming get their double digits, and they are just 6 rounds away from a 2-0 demolition of Fierce Esports. How do Fierce respond? The Force Buy comes in. CZs across the board. Utility for everybody. 3 HEs picked up. Astro, Eccles, and Frey. Most likely going for the nade stack, and it looks like it will be towards Banana. Could find some damage here. Arvid is going to go aggressive early on, and he will eat some of those nades, but no real damage done. $900, nothing in particular. Fierce with 5 ZZ75s. Need to get up close and personal. There's 3 AKs over on the SJ side of things. A lot of rifles recoverable. Zati on the MAC-10. Jampy has opted to stick with the USPS he picked up in the previous to try and enable that AWP buy into round 3. He knows he only has to find frags. SJ fairly spread across the map for the time being. Not finding too much of an opening. Fierce want to keep their hand tight to their chest here. They want to keep the fact they've force bought as quiet as possible for as long as they can. Buy themselves time. Buy themselves opportunity. If SJ walk into a stack of CZs, it's going to be a very difficult one to clear. Counter smokes come out for the CT side, trying to buy time. It looks like SJ are going to head towards this A bomb site. There are so many CZs stacked up towards A. That is so much potential for Fierce Esports to steal around here. And how huge would that be? Jampy lines up the smoke. It is going to be an A hit. Astros towards long. Stanley and Alex on the site. 2 CZs, 3 CZs for Fierce Esports now as Astro looks to join them on the site. Can they find their shots? Can they find their frags here, Fierce? And can they steal around? The AKs go out towards long, trying to use that ranged advantage. Alex walks right into Kern. An easy opening, but Astro and Stanley are still alive. They're still on the site, and they still have the CZs, but Zati finds a 1-for-1. Stanley desperately trying to get something done. Finds so much damage, but no frag. The bomb will go down. It's a 4 versus 2. Eccles and Frey. There's nothing more for them in this round, surely. SJ will get their 11th, now just 5 rounds away. And the force buy will put Fierce in a very awkward situation, which is why the save has been called. This is online, Bagman. Frey and Eccles have called the save because they will have no money in this next round. They need to keep some kind of potency to them. They need to keep something to work with. Frey's all the way off towards the B-bomb site, just trying to stay alive, and nothing spinning chicken carousel going on there. Jampy will walk right into Eccles here, so that should be at least 1. That's a MAC-10, so not really ideal, but it's something to work with for Fierce Esports as SJ, they grab themselves an 11th and just 5 rounds away from the 2-0, going up against Alternate Attacks, of course, the winner in this series later on tonight. 11-6. 5 rounds are all that separate SJ Gaming and a place in that upper bracket round 2 against Alternate Attacks. The half buy comes in from Fierce around those saved weapons. The CZ's been dropped onto Astro. Frey and Eccles, of course, the saves. 2 P250s to back them up. 4 AKs and a MAC-10 over on the SJ side of things. Very strong buy for them as Eccles trying to get aggressive, trying to be proactive with that MAC-10. They know they'll need information here, the CT side, if they want to try and make something of this round. A triple stack out towards long. Astro, Stanley, and Alex. Trying to find some information. For the time being, though, it looks like SJ won't walk into it. Eccles is holding his own towards the sandbags. But now he's going to be cleared out. That pot flash is absolutely huge. There's opportunity here for the MAC-10, but he hasn't spotted anyone out. Just falls back off the angle. SJ have got away with one there as the CT boost comes in for Eccles. They've got banana control relatively freely, and they're not actually pushing into this triple boost on A long. The bomb is currently towards top of banana. 1 player on the boost, 1 player in CT. They're faking the A hit. And instead, they're going to take the bomb towards B. Jampy gets the information. He'll go through this smoke spot. The triple stack out. He finds one. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but that's the go call. The bomb is going to make its way in towards this B bomb site. The smoke is so good for Frey. It allows him to make his way onto the site. He's buying time, but Kern's taking him down. Up on the boost. Eccles can't make it happen. Through the smoke, they'll find the 1-for-1. In the chaos, they're finding frags. It's 3-on-2. 2-on-2 as they try to jump through the smoke. 2-on-1 as Zati finds Stanley, and it's all onto Astro. 1 versus 2. He has the MAC-10. He spots the planter, but he can't hit the shot. Arvid on just 23 HP survives, and Zati will save his life. 12-6 the scoreline. The half by almost working out for Fierce. But SJ are now just 4 rounds away. Thank you very much, Quidditch Witch, for the 6-month subscription. You're sat right behind me, but thank you very much anyways. The full buy for both sides comes out. AWP for Astro, AWP for Jampy. Rifles for everybody else. Will Astro go for an early aggressive peek? It looks like he's going to set himself up towards short instead, as this time SJ going to go very aggressive out towards long. Sadix is burning alive and he peeks with the wrong timing. Frey gets a Molotov kill. 100-0 in the molly. for Sadix. That is an awful start to the round from SJ Gaming. That is not what they would have wanted. Can Fierce convert on a very opportunistic 5v4? Banana control is trying to be established. Arvid's spotted out the player, but he can't hit the shot. Frey gets his second of the round, brought down to 3 HP as the... Oh, we'll actually find a tag as well. Frey is so low towards Sandbags on just 3 points of health. They surely have to find him. Finally, Zati will find a refrag, but 4 on 3. Kern is absolutely crucial. He has slowly snuck his way all the way up to Haybells here. He's cutting the rotation out. He finds the first, but he doesn't expect the apartments player. He might just call that the A-bomb site's free here. He spots Alex out. The spray is no good. He'll be taken down. 3 on 2. There's still a tag onto Eccles to work with. But the bomb is making its way towards A. Alex has to anchor this one down. He makes his way in towards the mini pit. Very awkward angle to clear for T-sided players. Zati goes towards long. Jampy's on short. Does he have any idea Alex is relocating himself in towards the pit? Now he goes. As Astro scoped in, slowly creeps his way round library. He'll walk right into Jampy's crosshairs. Alex yet to strike from pit. He's trying to wait. He's trying to bide his time. They know there's another player here, but Jampy... Oh, Alex misses the spray. He's given his position away, and now he's a known quantity. A little bit of a tag comes through. The smoke goes down. Jampy will get this bomb down, but he's in a 1 versus 2. There's damage to work with on both players, but he's got the AWP. That won't matter, and Eccles will punish. A 7th round for Fierce. SJ Gaming, they will not get their 13th yet. They are still 4 rounds away. And could this be the start of the comeback for Fierce? The economy is busted for SJ. They have been so consistently reinvesting. They will be on the half by Arvid, the only one with any cash. Kern with a little bit behind it. And they're actually going to go for the force. Is this a missed call here by SJ Gaming? 3 AKs brought out, 4 AKs in fact, so it's a fairly strong force at that. And the buy is not optimal for Fierce Esports. They have had to drop down onto that FAMAS on Frey, but there is utility to work with behind it. You can understand the decision as the early nades go down middle, finding a little bit of tick damage. Astro goes for the early peek on the AWP, eats the Molotov down to 57, doesn't find any opening information. And now everything just slows down a little. Eccles towards long, couple of players towards short in the apartments. The smoke will keep Eccles out of it for a while, but the Molotovs are going to force Zati into a very awkward position. He's taken a lot of nade damage early on. Fierce using those nades to good effect at the start of this round. SJ currently up towards bracket. The pop flash through does not blind Eccles. He gets the first, he gets the second. The trade's just not coming through for SJ. The flashbang is perfect. Eccles with 3 looking for the 4th, and he'll get it. Zati, the last man alive on 32 HP. The one man who stands between Eccles and the ace, and he wants it. He wants to hunt him down. He knows the last player's low HP. Eccles is just going to run and gun. He won't get the ace. Zati finds 1, but on 6 HP, the cleanup is incredibly swift. The force buy does not work, and could that be one of the final nails in the coffin for SJ Gaming? They're still 4 rounds ahead, but now the economy is bust. Now the eco comes through. Now they don't have the cash to force buy. They will grab a flashbang and a smoke grenade. No nade, no pistols, excuse me, no guns, no real investment. The full buy incredibly strong over on the Fierce Esports side of thing, and they're going to take very fast control of Banana through Eccles and Frey. No fear. They know they're up against an eco. They know that was a force buy. They've been keeping tracks of the economy over on the T side of things for a long time now. Hey Russ, how you doing, mate? Couple of P250s, all that really SJ have to work with. And a few nades to boot. They'll throw the early flashbangs as they try and take Banana control. Strafing around the angle. Eccles will have to fall back. But not a lot of map control to work with. SJ are just going to rush the B-bomb site. The spray through is so brutal. This is an absolute slaughter. Eccles even going to get that USPS out, finding so much damage. Finally, Jampy takes him down. But it's a 4-for-1 trade, a 4-for-2. As Azati actually finds himself a triple kill. Makes it a little bit more viable. 1 versus 2. He has the AWP to work with. Smokes off CT. Not going to quite get the timing. If he finds the frag onto Stanley here, this could be absolutely huge. Stanley's waiting, though. Waiting behind the half wall. He knows Zati needs to find a frag. And Zati's going to walk right into him. The shadow gives him away. Fierce will get off freely from that one. For a moment, it looked like they were going to throw it. Zati gets the triple with the P250. Gives himself half a chance. But not quite able to convert. 9-12. The scoreline. SJ just 4 rounds away from taking this series 2-0, but Astro with his AWP stands between them and victory. Aggression early on from Fierce, looking to make their way down middle. Fully blinded Jampy, nothing he can do as Arvid's taken down early on. There will be the 1-for-1 trade. Jampy just spraying and praying from his corner. Not going to find any real damage, but at least he's made it a 4-on-4. The aggression does not go unpunished on the Fierce side of things. And now, after the early chaos, everybody just slows it down. The bomb is still all the way back on the T ramp. Frey has been left alone to anchor the banana position as SJ look like they're going to pressure towards that A bomb site. Astro in the pit with the AWP. Not a position you see an Orca take up all too often, but clearly confident in it. As SJ actually look to just reroute here. They're going to make their way back down towards bottom of mid. Take that banana control away. The flashbang will force the rotation. You can see Frey, without the information, leads Eccles in support. As he falls back to take a new angle in towards the coffins. SJ, they might just choose to reroute here. They're going to make their way back up. They've left Sadix towards the B-bomb site to make noise to try and bait the rotations. But Eccles isn't falling for it. He's playing by the archway. He's on a fast rotation towards either bomb site here. Can he be the key? Astro still alive, still in the pit with that AWP. Zati shoulder peeks, but Astro has the reactions. 4-on-3 now. And SJ in a very awkward position. Their utility is running out, and Eccles is punishing them, swinging from the arches to make it 4-on-2. The jump peak just about evades Astro's crosshairs as Jampy manages to refrag for one. And he might look to loop through CT here as Astro's being entertained by the AK. Alex in the mini pit's found. Now a 2-on-2, and Astro very isolated. They want to find his frag here. Jumping onto him, Colonel find the frag, and it's all onto Frey. There's just about enough time for this bomb to go down. 2 versus 1 for the Rifler of Fierce Esports. He's in towards the library as he makes his way out. The Molotov will buy a little bit of time for the T side. The reload gives away the position of Jampy, currently on 3 kills in this round. He has Kern in support in towards short. As Kern peeks wide, he spots Frey, he hits the frag. 13-9, just 3 more rounds for SJ Gaming, and they have broken the economy of Fierce. The pause comes in, and you have to imagine it's from that CT side. The only player with any real money is Stanley and Alex. They can buy, but nobody else can on the Fierce side of things. 2,400 for Astro, 1,700 for Eccles, and 1,500 for Frey. That round had to go their way. That was their chance to get back into things here. But it doesn't happen. Eccles actually the only player dropping 20 on the server at the moment, but not quite enough for his team. Because they do opt for the force buy. They have to give it a go. The rifles come out. Frey and Stanley will grab the M4s. It's pistols for the rest of them. 2 Deagles and a CZ75. A fair amount of utility. But it's up against 4 AK-47s. Sadix does have to pick up the MAC-10, so a slight compromise on the SJ side of things. But with so much utility to back it up, this is very awkward for Fierce. They are not in a good position whatsoever. And SJ know it. They're taking early control. Playing nice and passively. Waiting for any aggression to perhaps come through on these half-buys. But with Fierce fully forced, they know they have to sit back on the sites. They don't have too much utility. They can't afford to waste it away, taking early map control and then falling back. 1:30 left on the clock as SJ just start to take control of the apartments. It's a very measured early round from the T side as the pop flash comes in. Stanley not quite able to capitalize on that. SJ playing very slowly. There's 1:10 left on the clock. They do have a little bit of map control, but they've got Banana, but besides that, really not a lot to work with. Kern drops the Molotov into the apartments. They're just trying to bait out the information, bait out the positions of any of these Fierce players. But of course, with this kind of a force buy, you're not going to commit to the aggressions. Now they might choose to go proactive. They need the information. The pop flash comes through and they will take Banana control away from Arvid, who's just had to fall off of things here. 45 seconds left on the clock. SJ have to try and make something happen, and they know it. They're taking bracket control. The bomb is being recovered by Jampy, and it looks like it's going to be an A-hit. It's been read well by the CT side. They've already got one of their rifles over there. They've got 4 players, but actually, SJ have called their bluff. They're going to head back down mid in towards that B-bomb site, where currently Astro is completely alone. He has 1 flashbang and a deagle. He throws his flash. It doesn't blind anybody. He's towards the coffins. He'll find an early tag, but he's locked out of this site. They're going to just rush on through. The smokes will come through into CT and cut off the rotations. This will be very awkward as Zati locks down Banana early on. The fast flank not quite working out for Fierce. The bomb will go down. It's a 1-for-1 trade. The M4's doing work, but meanwhile, Jampy's taking down the site hold. Frey catches a MAC-10 in the face. 3 versus 3. 3-on-2 make that. The trades are coming through still. There's tags onto both of the remaining Fierce players. SJ need this round to go within 2. It's down to Jampy and Arvid to try and find it. Jampy, hiding behind the coffins, has got an easy peek onto Stanley. That is all too simple. Frey gives away his position with the spam. Now a 1 versus 2. And they know SJ. They know they don't need to commit to anything. Frey is just going to back away from this angle. It will be 14-9 in favor of SJ Gaming. They are now just 2 rounds away from taking this series. And what is the loss bonus for Fierce? It's nothing. They do not have any money left in the bank to prevent this one from going to map and series point. Dude, you know nobody's making you watch this, right? There's like 12 other games on HLTV right now. If you don't want to watch, then fuck off and watch something else. There's no money left on the Fierce side of things, so they're going to be grabbing the M4 onto Frey, the CZ for Stanley, but that's it. The auto sniper for Jampy. It's a full stack of that B-bomb site over on the Fierce side of things. Just Frey with the M4 in towards A. Frey's trying to be proactive. He needs to be aggressive and he knows it, but as Zati executes him, that is the only rifle dropped instantly. That is an awful start over on the Fierce Esports side of things. That M4 is not in a recoverable position whatsoever. 4v5, 1 CZ and 3 default pistols for Fierce Esports. This is absolutely tragic. SJ Gaming looks set to secure themselves a match point, and they are currently walking into an empty bomb site. The stack over on B is not even being tested. SJ Gaming are instead heading in towards the A bomb site. 4 players currently going to execute into an empty site. This will be a free bomb plant. The stack will be called here by Sadix, and that will give the information for the free bomb plant. He may drop the AK-47 here, but in fact, he just escapes, and that will allow the free bomb plant. There we go. The nade is going to do huge damage onto everybody, and the AK really just has to mop up house here. The spray down is good for 3 from Sadix before the trade. Eccles not even allowed to grab himself that AK-47. The auto sniper not really tested by Jampy, but 15-9, SJ have got themselves 6 series points to book their place in that upper bracket, coming up against alternate attacks later on tonight. The rifles come out for Fierce Esports. There is M4s across the board, but can they find the frags? They need to start hitting their shots here. They need to recover Fierce. They need to force the OT to have a chance in this best of 3 series. The pause has come in for Fierce to try and adjust to the situation, to try and find a way to make it work, but really struggling the UK side in the MDL relegations. Not really finding their footing whatsoever. Utility very limited over on the CT side of things. Jampy going to stick with the auto sniper. I mean, why not at this point, right? Why not give it a go? See if you can find some frags with it. 5 M4s, some utility to work with. Is trying to take control of Banana early on. The Molotovs will keep them out of it, and Jampy's auto sniper will finally come into fruition. Grabs himself an early frag. The auto director for some reason goes third person as Stanley's taken down by Arvid. Astro's able to find the 1-for-1 trade as they do take control of bracket, but he's completely alone towards this A bomb site for the time being. In towards that mini pit. He has to be an anchor here. He has to anchor this bomb site down. The rotations come in from Alex. And Frey's actually very passive in towards CT. If SJ choose to back off of this and go towards the B-bomb site, they could get a free plant here. It looks like Fierce are going to go for the gamble stack. They've got all 3 players in towards this A-bomb site as Zati just starts to clear some real estate. First up, it's Frey in towards the archers. Frey gets the early frag. The dink is good. That's a 3-on-3, and now SJ are executing into a stacked site. Astro and Alex are there. This is opportunity now for the Fierce Esports roster. Tight on the angle. The flashbang means that Astro gives away his position. It's a 1-for-1 trade. It is all onto Frey. 1 versus 2. The fate of Fierce Esports in this upper bracket opener rests on his shoulders as he makes his way in towards the apartments. 1-on-2 for Frey, slowly sneaking his way through. Nobody has any idea where he is. Kern will take the early contact, spots him out, but the shot not quite there for Frey. He's trying to use his utility, but Jampy and Frey have got him locked. Now he makes his way out. He can't find the shot. SJ will take the 2-0.